Good afternoon, everybody. It's Gary here, Fathers for Justice, South Africa, 27th of May, 2021. This video is a follow-up to the one that I did last night on the Sowetan and SABC article about the changes or amendments to the Children's Act. Ladies and gents, okay, I will put a parenthesis on this. If there has been changes made already, please provide the new updated Children's Act where we can go and look at the previous draft or version and have a look at the new version and advise you accordingly. Castro, Maisela, from We Are Fathers, We Are Parents, put through recommendations to the Portfolio Committee from the Department of Social Development as a request of that came out late October. No, it wouldn't have been late October. It was about July, August of last year, 2020, requesting public response, public participation and related organizations that have an interest in the Department of Social Development's application insofar as the Children's Act of 2005 as promulgated on the 1st of April 2010. Solomon Mudlani put in a response. Fathers for Justice, and in my capacity as chairperson, I put in a submission. Graham DeVar from 50/50 Shared Parenting put in a submission. I am aware that Sonke Gender Justice alluded to changes being necessary in the Children's Act insofar as parental rights and responsibilities of fathers were concerned. Okay, so that's 5 organizations. My take on this matter is that the government did not expect these responses in the first instances, and they did not expect the information that came out of those hearings that only happened in the middle of May of 2021. I will reiterate and say this again. I am not aware of any changes, and if anybody has any information to this effect, and I will go and Google and search and whatever is necessary. But again, I'm telling you now, nothing has changed. In the Children's Act of 2005, you were required, you were not compelled, under pain of some form of sanction, legal sanction being brought against you, to go to the Family Advocate's Office. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Okay. Section 21 and Section 33 suggests that you mediate. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Yeah, they will issue a failure to mediate, and it's dependent on the judge or magistrate that you're standing in front of, whether they will say, you naughty boy or you naughty girl for not mediating. And it's depending on whether you did or didn't attend the Family Advocate's Office meeting or not. And it's dependent on whether you're standing in front of a judge or a magistrate that will turn around and say, you naughty boy or you naughty girl for not attending. Okay? There's also this hype and hoopla around fathers having same or similar rights and responsibilities of that of a married woman or a biological mother. What's new, guys? Explain it to me. It's already out there. Okay, it's already, if you, and I've said this a couple of times already in the last 24, 48 hours, if you read the current Children's Act of 2005 in its current format, and apply it verbatim, there shouldn't be an issue. There should not be an issue. It is the child abusing divorce industry who have cottoned on and use the disputes between parents as a cash cow at the expense of the children, absolutely, always, 100% of the time. I did a video earlier this week or late last week as well around why you shouldn't litigate. Go and look on our YouTube channel. I'll attach it in the description. Okay? And the child abusing divorce industry specialists, the lawyers, the psychologists, social welfare workers, etc., use and abuse a highly emotive, a highly emotional, a highly conflict-based environment. They not only perpetuate the conflict between the parents, always at the expense of the children, but they also inflame it. Okay. Because of the child abusing divorce industry specialists not applying the law verbatim, and because of the judges and the magistrates and the family advocate not applying the law verbatim, we sit with a pile of excrement in front of us. And the sole purpose that we are sitting with this pile of excrement is because lawyers and psychologists, etc., have found a golden goose that lays 1 trillion golden eggs. And this is designed, the conflict that is engendered by the child abusing divorce industry is designed to make the child abusing divorce industry specialists rich off the abuse, suffering, and violence against our children. They specifically use the conflict to make blood money off the suffering of our children. The SABC article that came out last night, and the News 20, the SOWETAN article that came out yesterday morning, at the very best, are grossly misinformed, or there is information that has not been properly publicized to the public, and that is what I am saying it is, okay, unless you can present other evidence to the contrary. The point I'm making is until such time that the following changes are made in law, the best interest of the child must be absolutely defined as that the child must automatically have daily physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, joint, equal, shared, 50-50 contact care, guardianship and maintenance with and by and of both biological parents at all times. Okay? And that any parent's person or entity that attempts in part or in whole attempts in part or in whole to deny the child its automatic rights, that parents or personal entity must automatically be charged with child abuse. We are demanding a 25-year automatic sentence. We are demanding a 25 million rand automatic fine for the per individual professional involved, irrespective of whether you are the current or past lawyer or psychologist or whatever, doesn't matter. And irrelevant, and you must the professional must also lose their right to participate in their particular profession. The second thing that needs to change is that irrespective of whether you were married or not, and irrelevant of what your tradition, culture, or religion is, that the biological child has automatic, joint, equal, shared, 50-50 right of contact care, guardianship, and maintenance with and by both biological parents. It is automatic. And it is fundamentally irrelevant if you had a one-night stand or a 20-year marriage. It is fundamentally irrelevant whether you were married or not. It is fundamentally irrelevant what your religion or culture dictates. Are you the biological mother? Are you a biological father? Is that your biological child? Yes. Very simply put, remove section 19(20)(21) to state specifically, irrelevant of whether you were married, etc., etc., automatic rights of contact care, guardianship, and maintenance are automatically awarded to both biological parents. You do not have to approach the courts for relief. It is automatic. I get and understand the thing about violence or abuse or neglect. That is handled independently, quantifiable, measurable, defined, provable in a court of law, with evidence, must be presented to a qualified judge or magistrate to determine whether what sanction should be brought based on professional recommendations from psychologists, social welfare workers, mediators, not mediators, and the Family Advocate's Office. The third thing that needs to happen is mediation. Must be made mandatory. It must be automatic. It must be concluded before 90 days from date of separation have expired. Okay? If you fail as one or both of the parents to agree and participate in mediation, go straight to jail, do not collect 200 Rand, do not pass begin. Automatic jail sentence. When you want to grow up and behave, mediation commences. If the mediation collapses, and say for instance, and I've said this before, 10 items on the table, you've mediated 8 of the 10 items, the 8 items are made an automatic interim order of court and automatically apply at that time. So they are automatically or readily enforceable. Okay. The other 2 items that you need to now discuss automatically defaults to arbitration. Okay. And you automatically defaults. The arbitrator makes a final decision, final and binding decision. You take the arbitrated portion, you take the mediated portion, you submit it to the Family Advocate's Office for endorsement, send it through to the courts to have it signed off as an order of court. Boom, bam, bash. End of story. Not open to discussion, not open to negotiation. The fourth thing. Parental alienation is child abuse. Any parent, along with his or her child abusing divorce industry specialists that aid and abet that alienating parent in alienating the child from the other parent, must automatically receive a 25-year imprisonment. The professionals involved must also receive an per individual involved, irrespective of whether they're current or past lawyer, psychologist, etc., must automatically receive a 25 million Rand fine, and they must be removed, barred from their particular professional board or whatever it is, association, membership, whatever. Can't practice law, can't practice psychology, period. Until I can see a draft, a promulgated in law amendment to the Children's Act, nothing has changed, guys. I am suspecting what has happened is that the Department of Social Welfare didn't expect the response that they got from fathers, and this is a dubious attempt to put out a fluff story to make everybody, oh, things have changed. They haven't. So please be careful about listening. Please go and double check. And if anybody can find those documents, the updated document, and there's also reference to some form of constitutional court action. If anybody can get that to me, please, I would be most grateful. And if I'm wrong, I will apologize. But right now, I don't believe I'm wrong. because I don't see the evidence. There is no evidence to the contrary. Join the class action suit. Membership, 90 Rand per month for Fathers for Justice. Please go and like, share, and subscribe. The YouTube channel, this video, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our Google page. If you need assistance, it's www.f4j.co.za, and it is info at f4j.co.za if you want to contact me directly. Have a fantastic day. Love to you all.